Hello, welcome everybody. Quote of the week. The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. Amelia Earhart. Welcome everybody. It's Jason Barlow, RMT. I'm here today as your therapist and as your coach to help you transform your stress, tension, and pain into health, happiness, and vitality. This is one of my favorite quotes. Think about it. And how does this apply into your life at this point in time? We are here, January 25th, 2021. A lot of you have made some New Year's resolutions. And my question to you today is, how are you doing with them? Because very often, and it was Forbes Magazine that shared this, that over 50% of people make New Year's resolutions. But by the end of January, 80% of those people have typically quit them, let them go. So why is that? I think we're in a society these days where it's very easy to say and post, I'm going to do this, I'm going to achieve this. We're very quick to say things, but the follow through is not as strong as the intention set at that time, when maybe we did have some genuine and strong emotions. But because we're not fueling them every day, that's the tenacity that Amelia Earhart's referring to. Because we're not fueling them every day, over time it loses momentum, and as a result we go back to our default programming. And it can be super frustrating, right? Think back to maybe goals you had 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever the case may be. Did you ever achieve them? Why not? And not to spend too much time dwelling on them. Don't add any emotion to them. Just intellectually think through, okay, what was it? And speak to yourself intelligently and have a different approach. Great story for you. And this is a true story of the Spanish conquistador Hernan Cortez back in 1519. He was on a mission on a conquest of the Aztec Empire. And the story goes that as they arrived to their destination, his instruction to all of his sailors, for lack of a better term, his instruction was burn the boats. Astonished look, surprise. He's asking, burn the boat. So they burnt the boats. The only reason they burnt the boats was for them to have no option to retreat in this fight. No opportunity to retreat and give the fight everything that they've got, because it was either die or succeed. Die or succeed. They burned the boats. Tony Robbins shared this with me a few years ago. Burn that boats. He used a much stronger line of reasoning. The whole idea remains the same. Is when we put 2 feet and we fully commit to the goal that we've set ourselves, very often we can achieve it. So here's my 3-step solution that I wanted to get to with you today. Number 1 is set your goal. What is it that you actually want to achieve? And yes, you might have more than one goal, but if you've got more than one goal and you're not achieving any of them, my suggestion is, all right, cut to the chase. What is the most important goal on your list that you may have? Choose that goal, and then you have to go much deeper than that and explore the whys behind that goal. Dr. John Demartini's advice is to write 200 reasons why this goal is important to you. Because when you have an extensive number of reasons, and you have a compelling reason, and you have a drive and an inspiration from the inside, that's what's going to hold you strong. When the winds aren't blowing the right way, when the stars aren't aligning, when people tell you no, when you feel like walking away, when you feel like quitting, it's those compelling reasons, the story that you've created for yourself, and the vision that you've created through your goals and the reasons why, that keep you headstrong and determined to achieve that very goal itself. So step number 1, set yourself a single goal and list as many, Dr. Demartini says 200, as many reasons as you can as to why that goal is most important for you, because that's your driving force, that's your fuel. Number 2, we're usually good at starting with this, but we got to see the follow through. And number 2 is to take action, to not wait, to not delay, not wait for the stars to align, not wait for the right person to turn up, Tony Robbins shares this extensively. It's not about how many resources you have, that is the people around you or the money you have or the devices you have, whatever the case may be. Those are resources. They're beneficial, but more important is how resourceful are you? When Cortez said to his team, burn the boats, there was no turnaround. Can you burn your boat figuratively? Can you burn your boat and not turn around? So take action. But during that process of taking action, you've got to get feedback. If what you're doing is not working, make a correction. So that's the action. That's the feedback that you're getting. Are you getting, receiving, experiencing results? And if it's 24 hours, I think that might be a bit premature, right? You give yourself some time frame and then ultimately get a correction. Now, the correction can come from you. What I'm doing is not right. Okay, let's try this. Or the correction can come from an outside source, because very often we can't see the forest for the trees. So if we have a coach, we have somebody who's supporting us. It could be a partner, it could be a best friend, whoever, a work colleague that's giving us some feedback. Take some outside feedback too, and helping us make a correct. Hey, why don't you try this? Hey, read this book. But you have to take the action. You've got to get the feedback, and then ultimately you have to make the relevant corrections to stay on track to achieve step number one, which was your goal. And lastly, step number 3 is never give up. Burn your boat. You've got to be fully immersed into what it is that you're doing and see it through. Continue to make actions and feedback and corrections, and then never give up. You've got to burn your boat. You've got to go 2 feet in. You've got to be fully immersed. And think back to those experiences you've had in your life where you fully committed yourself. What were the results? Did you get what you wanted? At the very least, maybe you got some feedback and you were able to make a correction. And then maybe through that loop, did you notice you got what you wanted? Because very often we're running, and the finish line is just around the corner. We can't see it, but that's our vision. Our vision's got to be that it's there. I've got to continue to chase it through my action, feedback, correction, and never give up. Follow through. Burn your boat, 2 feet in, and immerse yourself. I hope you found that beneficial. 3-step solution. 1 is set your goal. 2 is take action, feedback, and get a correction or make a correction. And number 3 is never give up. Burn your boat. Fully immerse yourself and get wet. I hope you found that a benefit today for you. My name is Jason Barlow, RMT. For you to go to my website, you'll be able to get access to my free book. It's a digital download. You can instantly get it. I'll email it to you. Just got to leave me an email. Within that book, I'm sharing even more great quotes with you. Every Monday, I share these quotes and I tie them into how this is affecting and helping you to achieve your goals of health, happiness, and vitality. That's what we all wish for, is more health, more energy, more vitality, and more expression of happiness. And I'm sharing these tools that I've learned through many, many years of training and experience, and certainly many, many failures. And I want to share this information with you. So any feedback you share with me is going to help me get this message out to more people. So any comments, any likes, any dislikes, any shares, anything is going to help me. And I really appreciate you joining me. So go to my website, get my free digital download, lots more quotes in there. I also get into how to more directly achieve your goals that you're setting for yourself. So thank you very much for your time. And remember, your muscle health is my #1 priority. Take care, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow.